Hi everyone, can you hear me? Hi everyone, can you hear me? Great, hi Blacksmith. Happy Monday, Just a Jen. Hi Claire. You know, it's really weird because on YouTube, it's like it says errors all the time. And then on the software I'm using, it works. So I don't know. I guess maybe I should just expect that the YouTube will always just give me error messages. Perfect. I'm glad I'm loud and clear. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Roxanne. You can hear me all the way to NYC? No, I'm just kidding. Hi, Anna. Hi, Claire. What time is it in Belgium? Hi, Peach Blossom. Same for me. That's why I'm doing it at noon. It's lunch break for me too. That's right. The mysteries of YouTube. Hi, Anna from Brazil. What time is it in Brazil, Anna? Hi, Nika. I'm so excited you all are here. Hi, Claire. So, Claire, Belgium, right? Let me check in the chat. Yes, Belgium. 9 p.m. Okay, that's not a bad time. And it's 8 o'clock in the UK. That's good. 5 p.m. in Brazil. Oh, really? I didn't know we, well, you know, I should look at the globe more often, right? But I thought maybe we would have similar times between us and the States and South America. But that's good to know. So it's 5 p.m. in Brazil. I had such a good time in our live chat yesterday. That was such a blast. The chat was on fire. Everyone was talking to each other. It was so great. I really enjoyed it. I might make the Monday 12 p.m. ones, 12 p.m. Pacific time, a regular thing. Hi, Duchess of Camelot. I think the Monday at 12 p.m. It works really well, I think, and I think we get a pretty good turnout based on last week too. Yes, it was so fun last night. I love it that we get to interact like this. Aw, we're glad to see you too, Just a Jen. So if you have any pressing things you want to talk about, please drop it in the chat and we can start talking about it. I don't know if there's been any news from Harry after what we talked about yesterday with him being at the, oh my gosh, I forget what it was called, but someone said it was like the Super Bowl for Canada. I haven't heard anything from there yet, but I haven't been on X a lot today, so I may have missed a lot. Okay, that's good, Claire. I'm glad your child is in having some beautiful dreams right now. It's a good way to unwind, I hope. The gray cup. Thank you. I knew it had the word gray in it. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, the gray cup. Perfect. Have you all heard anything else other than what we talked about yesterday, that he was there? And I think at that point he still hadn't, like, his portion of the broadcast or whatever it was hadn't showed up yet. That's good, Duchess of Camelot. I have a hybrid schedule, so sometimes I work from home and sometimes I have to go on site. Aw, I'm loving this interaction. 12:05 West Coast in Canada. I'm West Coast of the US, so great. We're in the same time zone, Peach Blossom. Loving this. Oh my goodness. All right, maybe I should come up with a topic. Where should I begin? Hi, Squeegee. 10 o'clock in Hawaii. Nice. I didn't realize, why did I think Hawaii was 5 hours different? But I think maybe it's a 5-hour flight. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Love you too, Duchess of Camelot. Okay, nice, Kelly. Same time zone. I really like the shoe in your picture. Is that your shoe, Kelly? I love shiny things and I love shoes. So if you have shiny and shoes, you can't ask for anything better than that. Okay, that makes sense, Duchess of Camelot. And I think maybe I'm thinking it's a 5-hour flight. But it's a Monday. I can get things wrong on a Monday. We're recovering. Oh, these are Kate's shoes. Beautiful. Princess Catherine's shoes? They're beautiful. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking, Just a Jen. And maybe because we just had our time change, and maybe that's why there's a 2-hour difference now, because I think, let me see in the chat. I'm sorry, I forgot who it was, but they said it was 10 a.m. in Hawaii. I'm looking for it, but okay, Debbie did. Debbie said it's 10 in Hawaii. I'm in California also. Okay, that makes sense, Debbie, because there's no time change. Nice. Okay. I didn't know that. They're beautiful shoes. Oh, and it's a picture. I just noticed what the picture is in the background. Oh, that's so funny. It's a Meghan caricature from Commonwealth Day 2020. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Let's see if I have any videos I can show you. Actually, let's go back here. We'll stay here for now. That's really funny, Kelly. That's great. Did you make that image? Let's see if I can find a good clip to show you all. Let's look and see what we can watch. Oh, wow. So I just picked one at random. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Yeah, Meghan is not comfortable. Meghan is not comfortable in this situation. Do you all see the video clip? So this was in Australia, and they went, I think this was 2018, so a couple of days after Princess Eugenie got married, and they so rudely announced their pregnancy there. And then they had announced their pregnancy to the public while they were in Australia. Oh, yes, let's gossip. Let's gossip. Duchess of Camelot, is there a topic like you want to bring up and we can gossip? I mean, I wouldn't call it gossip because we are like kind of fact based, right? Like we are using articles and data to get to our conclusions. We do a lot of analysis. So it's kind of scientific, I would say. I'm so happy that my audio got fixed. I ended up like just doing a snippet and watching yesterday's live for just a couple seconds, and I was like, oh my goodness, finally, it's a night and day difference in audio. Yeah, Peach Blossom agrees. Yep, we're facts based. We don't just make it up, we analyze evidence. Let's see, maybe I can come up with a topic. So yesterday we did cover how they met. And I think that one's a pretty big topic. Yeah, someone come up with a name that has gossip and facts in it. Why don't we talk about the pregnancy announcement? How about that? Because that can combine any rivalry that may have existed between Princess Eugenie and Meghan and why that kind of announcement would take place. So yeah, I'm going to open the floor for you guys to give your opinion, and I'll factual gossip. That's what it is. Yeah, about their children. I'm trying not to approach that too much yet because I have to admit I haven't done a whole lot of research in you know, the things that allegedly happened with the moon bump. Peach Blossom, how they met is very questionable. So many different stories. Yeah, definitely. Claire says, I feel so sad about it. I do too. I truly wonder if they exist allegedly, and like what are the possible outcomes here? There's so much that could happen. Oh, Just a Jen said, oh yes, the unbuttoned coat at the wedding and the announcement during the reception by pulling people to the side. So gross. I agree. Like she did that on purpose. And we know that, oh, also I'm not a therapist, so I'm just talking from my experience with being in being around narcissists, but they don't like it when an event isn't about them. So already Meghan is itching to make the event about her, right? So in a way, it's not surprising that she would do something like that. But then I wonder why. I wonder if there's anything deeper than that. Like, did anything happen between Princess Eugenie and Meghan to make her do that? And we know a little bit about Tiara Gate, allegedly. And I think the really interesting thing about this is how Eugenie was there when Harry and Meghan first started dating. Like, how did that happen? What are some things that maybe could have happened between Meghan and Eugenie? And then also Eugenie, like last year or the year before, was pictured with them for Meghan's birthday. Oh, we talk about that fake photo of Meghan in People magazine. It was Eugenie on the beach with her son, not Archie. I don't know about that picture. Yeah, Claire says, funny that she would do this to Eugenie, but then Eugenie is the only one person reaching out and being kind. Hi, Love Sunshine. I tried putting it in the community. I tried announcing this live chat in the community. I hope you all were able to see it. Or this live stream, I'm sorry. Yeah, Aishi Tudor, Duchess of Camelot says Aishi Tudor came out with a video today that explains why she has no shame. That's interesting. I should watch that video. I think Meghan doesn't have any self-awareness, and if you don't have self-awareness, it's kind of hard to feel shame, right? Is that kind of along the lines of what H.G. Tudor said, Duchess of Camelot? Hi, Momster. Yeah, she just uses people for gain. Definitely, definitely. If you look at every single action that she does, it's all for power, fame, or money. She's very predictable in that. And you know what's funny? I've mentioned before that my ex-husband is a narcissist, and one of the things he absolutely hated was if he was predictable. So, for example, if he did something and if I said, "Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to do that," or "Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to say that," and I was doing it like out of kindness, like, "Oh my gosh, how sweet, like I know exactly how you think," or whatever, and he would hate that. Have any of you experienced that? Duchess of Camelot. It's all about her and everyone else is nuts. Exactly, exactly. Finity, the TWL says, does Meghan realize that everyone is onto her game now? I don't think so. In my opinion, I think she thinks she is so smart. She's outsmarted everybody. And people like us that are talking about it, there's another explanation for us. So it has to be that there's something wrong with us that we've caught on. It can't be that something she's done is wrong, if that makes sense. So I was talking about this on the Sidley twins when I was on with them about how she has to categorize our group as, the Eastwards, because it's a blanket statement and it's, it negates any action that she's done because we're the Eastwards. Justa Jen says, I do miss her parking lot pep walks. Those were fun. Hopefully she'll have another one soon. The last time I remember was the one where she was carrying that matchbook keychain. She was merching it and she was wearing a hat. Yep, she doesn't care. Justa Jen, self-awareness for Meghan? No. Hi, Love Sunshine from Nashville. Glad you're here. She totally cares how she's perceived. Don't be ridiculous. Is that what I said? Finity? If I did, I don't think I said that. But please let me know what I said and I can try to clarify. Justa Jen loves Nashville. Thank you, Duchess of Camelot. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to fool anybody. And I don't know if like the Sussex squad is out in full force. I haven't really been seeing them a lot on X, at least. What I've been doing is if I notice like even one comment, I immediately block. I don't know if any of you do that too. Just because I don't think it would get me anywhere to try, not to I wouldn't call it argue, but to debate. I don't think it'll get me anywhere, and it's going to aggravate me and it's going to aggravate the person from the Sussex squad. So it's better to just not even go there. Aw, thank you, Love Sunshine. It's weird because I've never heard that my voice is nice and calming, and yeah, this is the first time people are saying that, and I'm glad. I think so. I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and if I'm not mistaken, Duchess of Camelot, I think you may have commented on it today or yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to respond, and I could be completely wrong, but I did like a fairy tale type of story. So I think maybe I should do that again, like maybe have like a story time video once a week or something like that. Let me know what you all think about that. Duchess of Camelot says, regular people see something is off with her, But those of us with experience know what she is. Exactly. Exactly. She's not a very good actress, and she can't hide. She can't hide who she is. Like, I really see all of the narcissist faces that I've been around in her facial expressions. Like, she's a compilation of all of them. Squeegee says, if we've learned anything from Narinder, I hope I pronounced that right. It doesn't matter. They don't learn or don't care. I know, they are so, it's again, this lack of self-awareness, this lack of being accountable for anything they did. It's always an underhanded apology, right? It's never even a real apology. Oh, thank you, Claire. I appreciate that. Thank you, Peach Blossom. Yes, Duchess of Camelot, the Cinderella story. Hi, only me. That's strange. You had to change profiles because the other one wouldn't let you comment. I haven't heard that one before. And it's not cutting out today, I hope, because yesterday it kept cutting out and I think ads were being shown. So let me know if it does that. It shouldn't do that anymore. Love Sunshine says 2 p.m. in the Great South, Nashville, Tennessee, listening happily. Yeah, Nashville is one of those places that's on my list of places I want to visit in the US. Just a Jen, it's the weird glitches that she has. They're so fascinating to me. I guess we could call them mask slips. Yes. And it's the jaw clenching and the neck being so tense. Yeah. Only Me says the comment bubble would not show up. That's strange. Maybe YouTube is just glitching a little bit between yesterday and today. Okay, good. Duchess of Camelot is perfect today. Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so I'm so excited you're all here today. Yesterday was so fun. And I'm glad that I feel like we're a good number of people where I'm able to read through all of the comment or all the comments you're leaving, and I'm able to display all of them on the screen. It's really fun. Just a Jen says, so much good food, good drinks, good people, and great music in Nashville. Definitely prioritize a trip. Yep, will do. I have a friend also that recently, like 2 years ago, she moved to Tennessee. So it would be nice to visit her as well. Okay, good, Kelly. Good. I'm glad there's no issues. Squeegee, an apology with, but I'm still the victim after, or an apology for how you feel about what they've done and not their actions is not an apology. Exactly. So someone who's truly apologetic, like they're sincere about what they're saying, and it doesn't turn into, well, I did it because of ... right? It doesn't turn into they're a victim. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find. I mean, not that it's hard to find, but people that take accountability and they apologize sincerely, these are my type of people. Only Me says the plastic face expressions are really strange. The rictus grin, creepy. Yeah, completely creepy. Squeegee says, I saw Meghan in an episode of Castle recently. Oops, I forgot to highlight it. In Castle recently, bad acting is an understatement. I have never seen her worse. Oh, that's interesting. I used to watch Castle, and I mean, this was probably before Meghan entered the scene. Duchess of Camelot says, love Nashville, lived in Memphis for a while in my past life. Nika says, does Narinder still have her job? I haven't heard otherwise. If anyone has heard anything, please drop it in the comments. James says, if the royal family reconciles with Harry after all he has done and said, it would be hard for me to swallow. I mean, it would be hard for me as well. And it's like, there's also a little bit of empathy I feel for Harry because I've been there. In no way am I not holding him accountable for what he did. He did horrible stuff to the Queen. I still can't get over using the name Lilibet. He knew he was in on that. He knew. And actually, I found an article yesterday. Let me read it really quick because I'm going to do a video about it, but there's a snippet in this article from 2019. So this article is specifically talking about the day Harry and Meghan went to, I think it was called Merseyside. This was the day when she was pregnant with the purple and red dress where some say the moon bump fell allegedly. So in this article, Harry met a mother and her daughter's name was Lily. And this is what the article says, in quotes. Harry was also heard asking one mother how her daughter Lily's name was spelt, although Meghan insisted that they didn't know the sex of their baby. So keep in mind, this is when Meghan was pregnant with Archie, so it was a boy. So this is 2018, 2009, so 2019, I would say. So this is what, 2 years before Lilibet was even born. So they had this idea of naming, in my opinion, based on that article, in naming Lily Lilibet, or, you know, her name. James says, good news is Meg is demanding she has to be a major contributor on a deal. That should be a showstopper. Exactly. Yeah. Hi, Sandra. So glad you're here. Number 28. I mention it every time Sandra shows up. She was my 28th subscriber. She's been a great cheerleader. So excited you're here. Duchess of Camelot says, a true apology is, I'm so sorry, I was wrong. Yes. Oh, thanks for the reminder, Justa Jen. Remember to hit the like button, everybody. I didn't realize she was on Law & Order SVU. Wow. Was all of this before? I'm assuming it was before Suits. Peach Blossom says, I don't believe Narinder would lose her job because it feels like they are all behind it, like they did with Piers Morgan. But did Piers Morgan lose his job? I thought he did. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Bible and Butcher said her engagement interview. Oh, give me a second, guys. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Her engagement interview, Lovey Eyes, was the worst overacting. Oh my gosh, Lovey Eyes with a clenched jaw and a strained neck, right? Like she could barely hold it together, allegedly, and in my opinion. Only Me says, especially for a baby that probably doesn't exist. Exactly. I feel like this is one of the cruelest things that Meghan did, naming her daughter Lilibet. Squeegee says, Castle Season 4, Episode 17, Once Upon a Crime. Huh, isn't it funny that the title of the episode is fairy tale related? That's pretty funny. Duchess of Camelot says, hi, Sandra. Just a Jen. Has anyone else seen the channel The Jam Scam? He goes hard into the symbolism aspect of MM and her social media posts. Very deep and sometimes too deep for my brain, but interesting either way. I think I watched an episode of Our Recollections May Vary, and she was interviewing Jam Scam, but I haven't checked the Jam Scam out yet. Bible and Butcher said Pierce walked out. I remember, and this was following the Oprah interview, right? Hi, CNK, glad you're here. Duchess of Camelot says that glare that Meghan gives makes my stomach drop because it brings back memories. They all have the same look. Yeah. Yeah, I did a video a while back about the narcissistic stare and three meanings of it, because sometimes it's for intimidation, sometimes they're looking for approval, and sometimes it's for control. And there was an event that Harry and Meghan had attended where I found 3 examples where she gave the narcissistic stare, and I felt like each one of those was for each of those reasons. Nika, I don't understand how a person who posts such hateful comments can appear on television. We live in very strange times. Nika, are you talking about Narinder? Squeegee says the killer dresses victims as fairy tale. Oh my gosh. That's interesting. So I'm guessing this is the episode of Castle, Squeegee? Just a Jen says the interview between Jamscam and ORMV is very good. It's in 3 parts on his channel. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I think I just heard the first part, and I saw it on ORMV's channel. Peach Blossom says, sorry, my typos. Meant to say the people were behind making Pierce quit his job. I feel is a champagne to attack Princess Catherine. Okay, I'm not sure I understand the last sentence, but what I'm understanding, and please clarify, Peach Blossom, if I'm wrong, but that when things are said negatively about Meghan, Piers ends up having to resign from his position, but nothing happens if it's Princess Catherine that's attacked. Sandra says, hi, Revealing. Thanks for the shout out. Again, you're going to get it every time you're here. Unless you tell me you don't want it. But yeah. Okay, so Sandra says, Pierce didn't lose his job. He was told to apologize and he refused and then walked out. Yeah. I mean, that's really putting someone against like backing someone into a corner. And actually, this kind of reminds me sometimes, and you all can let me know if you experience this with narcissists that in your life, but like, I'm not a liar, but a lot of these narcissists, they back you into a corner where you have no choice but to lie. Because no matter how many times you say, I don't want to answer that question, or you keep telling them the truth, they just won't accept it. So you end up sometimes having to lie. I mean, that's in my, I still fall into that if I'm being pressured too much. But let me know what you all think about that. Duchess of Camelot says, I'll have to look for it. Okay, Squeegee says, yes, the Castle episode, and she says the phrase, I'm a victim. I didn't believe her then, and I don't believe her now. Isn't it funny how she's basically the same character in real life as who she plays? And I mean, my opinion on that is, you know, what is that? Art imitating life, or life imitating art? She literally just portrays herself, because I don't think she has the empathy to be able to play anyone other than herself. Duchess of Camelot says, my narc always accused me of lying, so I used to make stuff up after that. Yes, see? Yes. And then it's like, sometimes they force you into a corner. And because they have no boundaries, like you don't want to answer the question, but they try to force you into it. James says, Pierce turned out to be right. The interview was full of lies, just like he was pointing out. Exactly. And then what happens is these people end up either resigning from their jobs or quitting from their jobs. They don't get the jobs back, do they? Just a Jen says, cry bullies are just the worst. I hated having to deal with the ones I've encountered. Yeah. And the thing is, they can be like in your family, they can be your friends, they can be your partner. You know, you could be working with them professionally. Duchess of Camelot says it was always about the most juvenile, stupid things too. Anna says they make you feel like you're going crazy. Absolutely. That's the gaslighting part of it, because you're reading their body language and you know something is wrong, but they won't admit that something is wrong. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a really, really funny story with my ex-husband. So we have two, like, what are they called? Like big box warehouse type stores. We have Costco and we have Sam's Club. And for whatever reason, my ex was adamant that we only have a membership to one of them. He only wanted Costco. We couldn't get a membership to Sam's Club. And like, really, whatever, I don't care. So I ended up one day ordering Skinny Pop popcorn from Amazon. And I don't know why, but it came in a Sam's Club box. So my ex comes home and he sees the box, right? And I hadn't put two and two together about the Sam's Club and Costco thing. And he starts acting like really weird and angry. And I kept asking him, like, are you mad? Like, what's going on? I can tell you're mad. Just tell me why you're mad. What's going on? And he would say, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And then I looked over and I saw the Sam's Club logo. And I was like, are you upset because you think I got a Sam's Club membership and bought the popcorn from there? And he didn't say anything. And I was like, yeah, I bought it from Amazon. I don't know why it came from in a Sam's Club box. And his demeanor completely changed. Like, literally, he was gaslighting me by telling me he's not angry when I know I can read the signs when someone's angry. And then, like, what a stupid thing to get angry about. Like, just ask me. And like, so what if I did get a Sam's Club membership, right? My goodness. It's too much. Nika says, I need to watch this Castle episode again. I only have a vague memory of her. I'll have to watch it also. MW says, Princess Catherine doesn't deserve to be bullied. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, like, I don't think anyone should be bullied. I'm wondering everyone's opinion. Do you think when we're doing these conversations and we're dissecting and analyzing Meghan, do you perceive that as bullying? Claire says, although Piers was right, he isn't such a great guy himself. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know much about Piers Morgan, but what I mean it's true is you can be two things at the same time. You can be right about something and not a good person at the same time, right? Or you could have a really good perspective on life, but, there's other things that, someone doesn't agree with. Bible Unbutchered says, I keep repeating the truth with the exact same words, even though it would be easier to lie to the narc. Yeah. Duchess of Camelot says, it's interesting because when you're raised by a narcissist, it affects how you socialize with people when you grow up. It does. Just a Jen. Oh no, not the Sam's Club box. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so funny. My brain thinks really, really fast sometimes. And I was like, I wonder if I should get a t-shirt made that says, oh no, not the Sam's Club box. That would be really funny. Just a Jen says, well, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. Oh, it's okay. You learn. It turns out to be comedy after you walk away from it, right? Like, who gets mad at that? Just ask. And, I'll let you know if it was from Sam's Club or not. Squeegee says, no, criticism for bad behavior is not bullying. That's exactly how I feel. And what we're doing is we're analyzing her behavior. We're not making it up. Like, we're literally, at least what I see myself doing is like, I'm collecting data, I'm analyzing, I'm slowing things down and really looking at facial expressions and body language and her pushing and pulling on Harry. Duchess of Camelot says, no, this is therapy for the victims of people like Meghan. Exactly. This is our therapy. This is how we learn, right? I think Meghan is the perfect person to study narcissism. C&K says, my stepmom would confront people or corner them and cry and ramble. She was a complete bully, but was terrified of me. I was told it's because I'm an alpha empath. I can spot crazy a mile away. Oh my gosh, C&K. I would love to hear more about your story, because my my stepmom is a malignant narcissist, and I'm actually, you know how they say there are a couple of responses you could have when you're under stress. It could be fight or flight. There's another one, I think, that's called fawn, which is like you basically freeze in place. And with my stepmom, that's what I would do. I would literally freeze. And I'd also love to hear about this alpha empath. I haven't heard of that before. Duchess of Camelot says, I'd buy that. Oh, the skinny pop popcorn? Yeah. It was just cheaper, and it was on Amazon, and they brought it straight to my door. Just a Jen. Yes, criticism isn't bullying or hate. Sandra says, I didn't like Piers Morgan because he is really outspoken and it kind of broke off, Sandra, so I'll wait until you say what the rest of that was. Love Sunshine says, a narc victim is forever walking on eggshells. Narcissistic rage comes with no provocation. Exactly. And that's why, like, with my stepmom, I always paid attention to her body language, and I paid attention to the words that she used. Like, when I mean the words that she used, I would overemphasize and maybe overanalyze what she was saying, because it would be a good predictor of what was going to happen. C&K says, Meghan is on another level. I've never seen someone act so odd, and she could be wearing gowns or tiaras. She could be wearing gowns or tiaras. She could be doing so much good in the world, and she threw it all away. Claire says, some other channels I think go too far. I like your channel because you're looking at videos and calmly reading the signs. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I mean, it's therapeutic for me also to put these videos together. Catherine says, new here. I saw you on Steph and Nancy's show. I think my father was a narcissist. He was obsessed with me being a liar. I started to believe I am. Well, Catherine, welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry you went through that experience with your dad. Duchess says, no, the t-shirt. I don't know if you said something else, Duchess, that, oh, you'd buy that, the t-shirt. Such a popular t-shirt that everyone would wear it, and he would walk around like, why is everyone wearing a t-shirt that says, oh no, not the Sam's Club box? Bible Unbutchered says, bullying is talking about her Jimmy Durante nose or SpongeBob SquarePants body shape. And see, I stay away from that, right? Like, this has nothing to do with her appearance. In fact, I actually think she's beautiful. I mean, things have changed over the last few years, so I don't want to comment on that. But when I watch videos of her from just a couple years ago, I think she's beautiful. This has nothing to do with what she looks like. Okay, so I think Sandra's talking about Piers Morgan. Come across as quite nasty, but I totally agreed with him when he called her out. Yeah, I mean, when someone is lying like that on such a big platform, they need to be called out, because, I mean, how many people still today believe the things that she said on the Oprah interview? Peach Blossom says, my sister is like Meghan, and my mom had a narcissist friend. She would make my parents hate me. I totally understand your story. I'm sorry, Peach Blossom. It's awful. And what's funny is that I don't know how they do it, but they can really influence people into, like, I think it's called the flying monkeys, where a narcissist will have other people, like, they will rile up other people, and those other people will come and fight with you based on whatever the narcissist said. I should do a video about that. Kelly says, I also lived with a stepmother that was a total nightmare, played my father against me all of her life. Man, I'm sorry you went through that, Kelly. I'm sorry about that. It's really awful. That's why it's so important, like, if you have children, to be really careful who you let into your life, because these are things that stay with kids for the rest of their lives. Hi, Poncho. Glad you're here. Duchess of Camelot says, I like that there is no swearing or yelling on your channel. I grew up with that and don't need it online. Yeah, and in my ordinary life, I don't swear or yell. And I don't know if I've heard it on other channels, but maybe I've been really good about the channels I've been picking to watch. Poncho says, Happy 4th. Livestream, that is. I love that. Happy 4th, everyone. I think this is what I'm going to name them, just to, like, it'll be the 4th, the 5th, 6th. I think I'll just number them. It's hard to come up with a title because I feel like we're just here chatting. There isn't like one specific topic that we're talking about. Just a Jen says, writes down the, oh no, not the Sam's Club box shirt idea for later. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Catherine Thompson says she is pretty on the outside. Yes, yes. And that's, I think I was saying on the Sidley twins that even now when I watch videos of her, my first instinct is to smile because like I want to believe in the illusion. I want to believe when she's doing those walkabouts that that's all genuine. And, you know, when she's being nice to Harry in the beginning, that's all real. Unfortunately, with Meghan, it's not. You know what I was thinking would be another good like t-shirt idea? I don't remember who this was, but someone on one of my videos called Meghan Queen of Delulu, and it was all lowercase. I mentioned this in the Sidley twins video, and I think she doesn't deserve an uppercase Q, Queen, in front of her name, but I really love that Queen of Delulu. Pancho says, yes, flying monkeys are what it is called. Love Sunshine says, Narc Radar, someone else grabs headlines, Eugenie marriage. Exactly. So can you imagine walking into a wedding wearing clothing that would cause people to think you're pregnant and then going around and telling people that you are? It's so, there's no way you couldn't realize that that's rude. And I mean, Harry would have taken a lot or learned a lot of etiquette, right? Like that's just common etiquette, in my opinion. Nika says, I've unsubscribed from all YouTube channels that spread lies about her. These only reinforce their victim mentality. Exactly. Exactly. We are only as credible as the content we create and the conversations we have. There is enough information on Meghan that's out there that we don't need to make it up. Like, that's how obvious it is. She is the gift that keeps on giving. Every video I watch of her, she has a mask slip, or she pushes Harry, or there's other weird behavior. Kelly says, you in this chat is just the best. Love this channel. I love this too. I love these live chats, or these live streams and chatting and talking. And I really like that I'm able to highlight every single one of your comments. And I also really like that you're all like communicating with each other. It's just, I don't know, it's like a great camaraderie that's happening here. I love it. C&K says, I cannot imagine growing up with my stepmom. I was already in my 20s. She showed up to her daughter's wedding halfway through the reception. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, that's awful. And I'm glad you were in your 20s. I unfortunately grew up with mine. But what ended up happening is my dad at some point recognized that he had to keep me away from her because she was going to continue the, I don't want to say the word, but the A and then the, you know, she was going to continue that behavior. And I think because my dad like constantly kept hoping that things would be different and she wouldn't display those characteristics or those behaviors. And mind you, a lot of the behaviors that she showed, it would be only her and I. So my dad didn't even witness all of it. But yeah, I'm like thankful for my dad that he got to a point that he's like, I'm creating damage in this child if I have her around my wife. And it's really sad because that ended up sacrificing my closeness with my dad. Like a lot of my communication with my dad was over the phone, but also it was him doing his best to protect me. So, and I realize that, like, I'm from a biased place, you know, because I come from a place of loving my dad, and anyone on the outside could say, well, your dad could have done this or your dad could have done that. But, you know, he did the best he could with who he was and how he grew up and how he felt about my stepmom. Love Sunshine says, some of us have experienced every aspect of being a victim of a narcissist just as you. We can predict her behavior. Exactly. She is so transparent, and I can read, like, I know when I look at her face, like, exactly what she's thinking. Claire says, I don't think Harry has a lot of etiquette knowledge for ladies in the royal family. I think as a man, he literally doesn't think about all the little details. It could be, because I think a lot of people have said that allegedly, like, his emotional maturity didn't progress after 1997. Sandra says she would buy the Queen of Delulu t-shirt. Oh, that's funny. Peach Blossom says, I love all your videos of Meghan Markle mask slips. I should do a compilation of them. It would be like a 30-minute video. Kelly says, so know your experience, but my dad crumbled around her. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Kelly. Poncho would buy the Queen of Delulu t-shirt too. That's funny. So everyone, I'm going to end this chat on the hour. So at 1 o'clock my time. So we'll go for another 8 minutes, okay? Okay, CNK says, I am so sorry to hear that, but you seem to have grown and learned. Sending love. And I really have grown up and learned. And one thing I haven't mentioned is when I married my ex-husband, I became a stepmom, actually. And that's how it was almost, what's the word? It was almost like coming full circle, right? Because now I'm in the position of a stepmom, and I can't even imagine treating those children the way my stepmom treated me, right? So it was another validation to me that what my stepmom did was not typical behavior and that it was really, really wrong. Duchess of Camelot says, any thoughts as to why they picked just one person to abuse? My brother didn't experience what I did. So a lot of times, and Meghan does this too, there was an article about it that when, and I think this was when she was a senior working royal in the UK, there was a quote that said, she always picks one person out and she bullies them. And I'm paraphrasing what was said. So I think when you do that, when you're three people, one is the narcissist and then two other people, the narcissist, one of the reasons I think that happens is one of the things the narcissist wants to do is be the center of everything. And when they're being really, really cruel to one and nice to the other, that creates a really weird dynamic between those two people, right? There's almost like, I don't want to say jealousy, but because it's not really being jealous, but it's like, how come I'm not treated as, you know, the second person is? Is there something wrong with me, right? And I think they live off of that. They want to see people, at least my stepmom, who's a malignant narcissist. And again, I'm not a therapist, so this is just from my experience. I think that's just what they do. They do. And I think narcissists that are parents, and that includes step-parents, they usually have one golden child and then they have the scapegoat. So I should do a video about that. So, okay, I'm going to try to catch up on the chats. Love Sunshine says, we know. Sandra says, that's so sad about you and your dad. Yeah, but you know, you live and you learn, and this was the life that, you know, was my destiny. And I know my dad loved me and he did the best he could, right? So I appreciate that. Thank you, Sandra. Catherine says, do you think, as I do, that she felt she could gaslight a country, UK and USA? I think I understand the behavior you experienced, but it was my dad who hurt us all. We are all wounded, born into it. Yeah, we are all wounded. I mean, Harry himself has gaslit us. So Harry goes on the Oprah interview and agrees with Meghan about racism, right? And then he goes on Anderson Cooper and says, I never said that. The press said I said that. Did Meghan say that? Like that. Like, we saw the video. They're, oh my goodness. Let me know if you all remember that. So I think they did feel they could gaslight us and lie to us and we would fall for it. But we are all very wise people. Pancho says, there's a thing called scapegoats in the abusive system of narcissists. I think it is common. I think it is too. They like to play off people like that. And I think they always look for, I'm trying to think, like with my stepmom, like, why did she choose me? I think part of it could have been that I was naive and I'm not the type to answer back. And I think like that, and I'm softer maybe. So she chose me. I don't know. Something to think about. Bye, Only Me. I'm so glad you were here. Just a Jen says, perfect timing. My inbox is getting angry. Thank you, Duchess. Just a Jen says, oh, when Jason K said she always has someone in her sides. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. Yep, that's what I was referring to. Love Sunshine says, the narc victims will ever be changed. It takes years to overcome. Yeah, it really does. She always has someone in her crosshairs. Yep. C and K Cripps says, my step-siblings are very sweet and well-rounded adults. Neither picked up those traits, but stepbrother married one just like his mom. Yeah, well, I'm glad that even though they grew up with her as a parent, that they didn't grow up to be like their mom. Yes, triangulation, Pancho. Yep, you're spot on regarding pinning others against each other. Harry is such a tool for trying to gaslight during the interview. Even the interviewer took a second to digest it. Yep, MW. All the people Meg bullied could write books. Yep. Catherine says, true. My dad would change from one to another in 6-month cycles or so. Oh, so the scapegoat and golden child would flip. Bible and Butcher says she gaslighted Australia too and threw tea on us. Yeah, we can't forget Australia. Love Sunshine says, come over to Natural. The welcome mat is out. Hide it when Meghan is not in Montecito and on the prowl. I'd love to. Pancho says, love your channel, Revealing. See you guys at the 5th live stream. Toodaloo for now. I love that. Toodaloo. Okay, everyone. I'm going to end it here. I'm so glad you were all here. I'll try to schedule one maybe midweek, but I'll post it and then I'll also add it to the community section and I'll announce it on my X as well. I hope you all have a good rest of your day if you're in Monday afternoon, and I hope you all have a good night for those that are getting ready to sleep. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.